What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week, we are continuing our sponsor and collaboration with Nordic Brewing here in Monticello, Minnesota.
And we're also sponsored, as always, by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We're going to be talking about Ahsoka episode. Is it episode five?
Yeah, episode 5.
Episode five. Now
Fine.
streaming on Disney Plus.
And then we're going to do a little bit of a recap of season 1 of Loki, also streaming on Disney Plus in anticipation for season 2 dropping in about 2.5 weeks. So, let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
I think.
Nerd.
Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chadley, Chadenheim. How was your week?
Chadenheim, that one's new.
Yeah.
My week was fine. Didn't do anything. Nothing of note. No, I'm just kidding. It was.
I was like, what? It's like it's written right here. You did.
Two of my best friends and huge supporters of the show, Steven and Shalone. Did you see my dog just ram her face into the ground in the background?
You just turn your chair a little bit. I'm pretty sure she's still doing it. Oh, she knows you're talking about her.
She does.
Oh, that's funny.
Steven and Shalone Diceland got married this weekend. That wasn't her original last name. It wasn't weird or anything like that, but that's her new name. So congratulations to them. That was
Congratulations.
it was a good time. It was a very small wedding, but I had fun.
Good.
Yeah. I officiated, which was cool. Now she's smelling where she rubbed her face.
I was like, she's getting into something over there.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to bring her with, so she was very anxious all weekend, basically staying in a hotel room. It was funny. Oh, you froze.
Oh no. Oh
It's
no.
fine. I
Yeah,
kept
you froze
talking.
too. Huh?
I said I kept talking, so hopefully the recording will be fine. I cannot begin to explain how unnerving it is to smell anxiety on a dog. Just when they start like sweating and just putting out like an anxious scent, and it's like wet dog,
Yeah.
but not great. Well, wet dog isn't great either, but you know what I mean. What about you? How was your week?
My week was awesome. I've been taking my time home with the baby, my paternity leave. Oh shit, I was totally gonna put him in his nerd outfit and fuck. I'll do it next week, maybe. Or maybe I'll just post the picture to our website or something. I
We'll
don't know.
still post the
Anyways,
picture. Yeah.
he's upstairs with mom. But I've been going stir crazy, so I keep coming up with projects for myself to do to keep me somewhat sane. And this has been the outcome of one of those projects. I made a guitar, a Spider-Man guitar. It's pretty
Spider-Man.
cool. It's Miles Morales. If you're not watching, go check it out on YouTube. I think it turned out really well. Sorry, I'm trying to get the handle in there because didn't mean to strum that. My bad. But yeah, I got some there. It's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. This is my old beat up guitar that I had for God, I don't even know, like a million years, and it was like falling apart, and I didn't really know what to do with it. So I turned it into an art piece. But even though it is an art piece, it is a fully functional art piece. So you can play it, but I probably won't.
Yeah.
I am working on some more guitars. As you can see, there is a unbuilt guitar in the background here. I have another one on the way. This is something that I might start doing. So if it's something any of you are interested in, whether it's you want me to build one like this that comes in pieces and I put it together myself and paint it, or you have a beat up guitar that you don't use and haven't touched in years and you want it to look cool, let me know because I'll fix it up for you and do something cool with it.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, is that all I had? I think that's all I had. Oh, I have a tattoo coming up. I'm getting my like chest tattooed from like shoulder to shoulder and like my neck down to my almost my belly button. That's on Friday. Chad will be driving me to that appointment because I don't think I'll be able to drive home after. Uh, so yeah, that's exciting. Maybe Chad will hopefully get tattooed
If they can fit me in, I don't have anything scheduled, but
as a walk-in while we're there, but
yeah.
frozen. I'm gonna
No.
keep, but yeah,
Yeah, keep going.
that's all I got. That was it.
Okay.
That was really all I had. The tattoo, the guitar. I mean, it's it's a hobby. Worst case scenario, nobody wants to buy a guitar from me, and I made some cool guitars for myself and for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be
because your
awesome.
birthday is coming up, and I'm making you one.
Yeah. I have to figure out where I'm going to put it so that people can see it. Because I just noticed that my one idea was to hang it on my door, but that's behind my head.
Well, you could move the ukulele and that shelf,
I could.
and then put it there.
I could do that. I'll do that. And take off that mirror that has no purpose. It was when I had more stuff right there, and that's where like the IR receiver for my lights are, so I could just like point the remote at the mirror and it would hit it. But now it's just a
Hey,
keyboard, so I just point it
you
and it
could
works.
move your ukulele where the skateboard is. Move the skateboard, and then put that shelf, I don't know, somewhere else.
I've got
And
room
then you
over
would
here.
have plenty of room to hang the guitar right there.
Yeah, I might put the ukulele closer to my desk because that's when I get the itching. Is like I'm like, oh, I have a moment break.
No, that
So
itching is actually venereal disease. Um,
yeah, not herpes though, because it's not herpes if it's everywhere. I don't have the herp.
he does.
Well, if you guys enjoy this sort of podcast and like talking about nerdy shit like we do, or think we're funny and entertaining, and you want to become a supporter, the best way to do that is to go to buymeacoffee.com/all things nerd. It's a monthly subscription. You can choose how much you give. But based on how much you give, you get some cool perks. Everything from member exclusive merch to stickers, group chats with us, the opportunity to come on the show, for behind the scenes, first announcements, things like that. It's pretty rad. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/all things nerd.
Did I
Good.
make a funny?
He did make a funny. Tell them about what we have coming. Thanks. You know, like from Marty.
Oh, well, we got our new website coming from Digitet blah blah blah. Help me.
Digicat Tech.
Digicat Tech. God, why he made such a hard
It's not hard. You just struggle. Oh, the best
word
part
to
is you
say.
froze.
Anyways, so did you. I mean we both froze. I mean, at least you froze on my end. I don't know.
It's a mutual freezing.
Yeah. It's just
But the
frozen.
recording happens on my end. So
Let it go. Let it go. Digicat Tech is the name of the company. Marty is my cousin. He's running that company. He is building our website. That's not out yet, so it's not the website that we have at the moment. We will let you know when the new one is out, and you can use that for reference. If you want somebody to build you a website for whatever your website needs may be, you could hit him up.
or if you need a
And
new marketing plan.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's doing a lot for us, and we're really excited about it. And we'll let you know when that's going into effect. We're kind of still working out the details, but it's coming soon.
Woo.
Whew, I got through it. Just stumbled over myself like 5 times. We're good.
Yeah, it happens. Also, the SAG and Writers Guild strike continues, which is super depressing, and it's not great. Um, so there is a link in our show notes if you want to help. I saw online that some of the bigger name actors that are in the SAG union are like auctioning off random shit just to raise money for the entire fund, which is kind of cool. Some of them are fucking wild, like having Adam Scott come and walk your dogs if you live in the LA area, like random stuff like that.
That's
It's
kind of cool.
yeah.
Do you get a walk with Adam Scott,
I'm sure you probably could.
or do you have to like put a collar on and hump his leg a little bit?
I mean, you're paying for it.
All right. So they're whores.
Bet.
Just kidding. We fully support the all of this. I've
And
made
what's
a
cool is like the
joke.
big name actors that are auctioning off these crazy things. Like they're not the ones that are hurting.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing this so that they can give back more, create experiences for fans, while still supporting their fellow working actors and stuff like that, which is really cool.
It is really cool. Sorry about the joke.
It was funny. I thought
I
it
would
was funny.
still hump Adam Scott's leg if he was walking my dogs. And then I'd tell him to lick my butthole. If you don't get that joke, shame on you. But please.
You see these abs? I've had a carbonate years.
Thank you.
Just ask him if he has shoulder pain.
Um, the Vikings played on Thursday, the Minnesota Vikings, and they lost again. It's getting real hard to be a Minnesota Vikings fan.
And it's only week 2.
I know, but it's year 36 for me anyway.
Yeah. Fair.
It's week 2 of year 36. Sucks.
The most disappointing thing is for 2 of the quarters of the game, they played so fucking well. Like if they could just, I don't know, play a full game.
Like that.
Yeah. Like it would be something to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Minnesota's always been that team that comes back in the second half. And it's like, can you guys just not?
Yeah.
Can you just do that the whole time?
Yeah, just
Please?
be
Please.
be good like this, but like then also. Now for
Sorry.
some nerdy news.
Yeah. I was looking at my fantasy like while you were talking about football. I was like, maybe
I should
check that
check.
out real quick.
Well, the live action One Piece has officially got the green light for season 2, which is awesome. We don't know when it's going to start. I know that they have tons of source material to go on, so that shouldn't be that wild. Once they can actually go back to start writing and filming and stuff like that.
What's crazy is this show, like the episodes for this show, are more expensive than the episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Just to put into perspective
on
what's going on
average,
with this
yeah.
show. Yeah. This show is fucking rad.
Yeah, it's what, like they averaged like 18 million per episode for One Piece, and Game of Thrones averaged about 15.
15, yeah.
I think there was one episode, the one where the free folk climb the wall in Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And that entire like battle scene and stuff like that, I think is like the most expensive episode of television ever at like $36 million. But
Nice. Frozen, but
Yeah.
it was a frozen climb, so I'll just try to incorporate that into.
Sweet. Um, and the writers and showrunners for One Piece have said that they are hoping for like 12 seasons, which would be wild. I don't
That
know
is
how they're
wild.
going to do it because that's going to take so much time and the
I would
actors are
be
going to start aging out.
well into my 40s if that was the case.
Yeah.
While that show is wrapping up, I would be like at the end of my 40s.
Yeah. Oh.
Yikes. Please don't do that. If you do 12 seasons, do. Um,
We're adults. He's a father.
Just make them a little faster than one season per year, if that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Please. He's a father.
Also, there's been rumors for a long time that Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, a younger Lando, uh, was going to be developed as a TV show. Now it's going to be a movie. Take that for what it is. I love Donald Glover. I thought that he played young Lando really well in the Solo movie, but I don't know how much of a want people and fans really have for this movie. I mean,
I'd
I
watch it.
love Lando Calrissian. Oh, I would definitely watch it, but
Hmm.
we'll
Uh,
see.
yeah, we
In
also
that case,
this
I'm
is
glad that it's a movie, not a show, because
just yeah.
I don't have as much want for a show. Sorry. Continue.
Also, just a rumor as of right now, but Daphne Keene, who you would remember from Logan, um, who plays X-23, Logan's clone X, sorry, slash daughter, um, is in talks to join the cast of Deadpool 3. I assume as a cameo. We've been talking about this for a very long time that we would both be okay with the new uh Jesus Christ, the new Wolverine going forward being Daphne Keene X-23. That would be amazing. But I'm assuming this is just going to be a cameo, and they have
Yeah.
other plans for Wolverine.
Yeah,
But
they were in negotiations before the strike started, so it's not confirmed. But
yeah,
that'd be sweet. I'd love to see her back. I would just love her to be the Wolverine going forward.
and I love Daphne Keene in general. She's in
Frozen, cool.
his Dark Materials, which is the TV version of Golden Compass.
Oh
No,
yeah,
nothing. Yeah, she's so that those are the. I don't have many references for her because she was very young when she started Logan, and the only
and
thing I
that was
saw
her
her in after
debut.
that was his Dark Materials, and I think they're 2 or 3 seasons deep now. But she's fantastic in it. And I would very much like to see her come back. Yeah, let's go.
That'd be sweet. Also, this past week we got the Aquaman 2, the Lost Kingdom trailer, and it looks, yeah, not. I think the trailer showed everything that might be either funny or cool about the movie,
Yeah,
especially because that's exactly how the Flash was.
it's gonna be trash.
And it seems like they kind of forgot about this movie. Because
I said, "Oh, you sent me that." Yeah, I did see it.
yeah.
I was like, I just saw like oh, that was from you. Never mind, you
Yeah.
already know. Uh,
But what's
but
hilarious? Go for it.
oh yeah, okay. You're giving me the honors.
Yeah, I am.
Oh man. Well, during both, there's 2 trailers out now. So I saw a separate one yesterday, I think, or maybe it was today during the game, one of the football games.
It's
But
just a shortened version.
I've seen 2 separate trailers for this movie. Not one trailer has shown at least her face. Not one trailer has shown Amber Heard. There's like a couple parts in like the official like trailer where you can see her
Like
but they don't
bright
like
red
it's
hair, but like the glass in front of her face is cracked, so you can't see her face. But
or
it's
like her head's
implied that
turned
it's
or
her.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and that fucking cracks me up. Because Justice for Johnny and all that, we
yeah.
were on that train. Um,
We called
yeah,
it very early on too.
yeah.
To the
But
point
yeah,
where we
so
got hate for it when we were
we did.
we
We
were a
lost.
brand new podcast.
We lost a guest because of our.
Yeah, we did.
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Uh
you know, but it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
yeah. I mean,
Whoever
we
you were.
weren't, but
Ah,
it's
go
awesome.
on.
It's awesome being us. Uh, we did get a like an episode listing for What If season 2.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if we should really spend a ton of time on our theories of what the episodes are going to be.
Power through.
Um, what?
Oh, you froze again.
Oh.
So I just said power through, brother.
But we'll at least mention what the episodes are titled. Starting with episode 1 is What If Gamora Killed Thanos?
hmm Episode 2. What if the Tesseract landed in Confederacy before USA colonization?
That's like a. I didn't write them down word for word.
Yeah, it's okay.
But basically, before the colonizers arrived. But that's supposed to introduce us to a new.
Marvel's. Sorry.
Yeah,
Nope.
just
No, you go.
a new hero, which is pretty cool. And it's Kahori?
You didn't write it down?
No,
Jesus Christ,
it's
Chad.
Kahhori.
You had one job.
But she's a Native American hero, which is pretty sweet.
And it's a completely unique. Yeah, you froze again, so we were
Yeah.
both talking at the same time. This is going to be a weird episode. We are having some unfortunate issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did skip over
Um,
one, which is a continuation from season 1. Is what if Captain Carter finds autocorrect changed Hydra to hydrogen Stomper finds the Hydra Stomper, kind of from the end credit scene in animation from season 1. And then the next episode 4 is
What if Hank and Janet fought Red Guardian? If you know, that's David Harbour. He's our boy. He's over here somewhere on the wall. It's just too dark to see him. But David Harbour's Red Guardian in the 1980s, which I think that would be a fun one.
that would be sweet. And then what if Yondu actually delivered Star-Lord to Ego?
That would be dope. That would be dope. And then episode 6, I believe, is what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas in Iron Man 3?
Don't know what that means, but it's going to be a holiday episode, clearly.
Yeah. Followed up by an even dumber thing.
This trope of all these shows needing to put in a musical number or episode is what if Wanda grew up watching musicals instead of sitcoms?
And then episode
8, I think.
8 is what if Odin and Heel. Your typing is terrible. It's supposed to be Hela.
It's autocorrect, my dude. I just don't double check.
It's Odin and Hela had faced Wenwu, which is Shang-Chi's dad. Who had the 10 rings. That's probably
That'd
out
be
of
a
this
sweet
list. I know there's one more, and I'll let you say that in a second. Out of this entire list, that's probably the one that seems the most appealing to me.
Yeah, that one looks like it's going to be pretty sweet. I am very excited for episode 3 with the Tesseract and pre-US
Yeah,
colony.
that'll be interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. And the Yandu delivering Star-Lord to
Yeah,
that one
like
will be
how
cool
much
too.
does that fuck everything? you know?
Everything. Yeah. But there's one more episode.
And that's what if the Avengers had fought Sartar? Sartar?
Surtur.
Sartar?
He's the big
Tartar sauce?
demon. He's the big demon guy from. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, never mind. He's the big demon guy from Thor Ragnarok. My face like went
Oh.
like really fast, and I was like, like scared me. Woo.
But I mean, I loved the first season of What If, so I'm excited for these. I
I
mean,
am too. There's
there's a
not
couple that
any
I'm less
mention
excited
of.
for, but
I get no mentions of Spider-Man anywhere in here, and that's kind of bumming me out because I really liked Spider-Man with Doctor Strange's cape. I thought that was dope. Cloak, sorry. Not the
yeah,
cloak of invisibility.
wrong franchise.
I know. Uh but yeah, and then one just last kind of nerd news uh that
Rumor.
we saw it like last second, so that's why it's down here instead of up at the top when we were talking about it. But there is a rumor that Carl Urban will be playing a variant of Wolverine in Deadpool 3. We know that this is going to be one of those multiverse kind of situations. And we're getting a lot of different rumors. Daniel Radcliffe is apparently maybe, but this one excites me a little bit because Carl Urban was fan casted as who people wanted to
Hmm.
take over for Wolverine. This also happened with
John Krasinski trying to hold out for this freeze.
that shit happen. So
Yeah.
I assume it'll just be a cameo, but yeah. Can you hear me at least still?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. But you couldn't hear me when I was talking about
No,
that?
but then I mentioned John Krasinski just in case. So,
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, fuck. This is really pissing me off.
when we hit our break, we can both like restart our computers to hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of getting to our break, let's talk about our first sponsor. It's our temporary um, sponsoring collaboration with Nordic Brew Pub based out of Monticello, Minnesota. Tell them about it, Jake.
You tell them about it. I got the next sponsor, dum dum.
Okay, fine. So Nordic Brew Pub, we partnered up with them.
Love you.
Love you too. But fuck you. We partnered up with them for the month of September. Basically, if you're local to the Twin Cities or even central Minnesota, and make your way to Monticello to Nordic Brew Pub and show that you are a fan of the show, whether you are subscribed to our audio only podcast, follow us on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, your first beer is on us. They have all kinds of awesome beers, ranging from they have a Pilsner, I think they have a Milk Stout last time we were there. My favorite is the Dankweed IPA.
Dank wagon.
Dank. Did I say Dankweed? I did. Dank Wagon.
Some dank weed, bro.
The Dank Wagon. That shit's bomb. Now I feel dumb because it's my favorite beer from them and I got the name wrong. And then they also have like a berry infused wheat ale. They've got seltzers and just really good food.
Hmm.
Can't speak on behalf of their burgers, but they look bomb. But we don't eat meat, so meh. But yeah, if you're in the area, check them out. Let us buy you your first beer.
Yeah.
All you have to do is prove to them that you like, follow, and subscribe. Alrighty, everyone. Like we said, we're going to start talking about Ahsoka Episode 5, now streaming on Disney+. I'm loving the show, and I know that Jake is not there yet. But it
Been
sounds
sh-
like you like this episode
I've
more.
been struggling with this show. I think it's only 8 episodes, and we're on episode 5.
Yeah.
So
I'm mad that we haven't gotten Thrawn yet. What's
that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Here's the thing. This episode was the strongest episode that we've had so far. Um, but was it good? I don't think so. It just has all the same, I'm going to use your word here. It has all the same tropes that it's been given me from the beginning here is the dialogue is kind of shit. The fight scenes are kind of shit. I have now that I have noticed it and pointed it out to myself and now pointed it out on this podcast, I cannot stop counting how many times they lock sabers and just stare at each other rather than fighting. And it pisses me the fuck off because I think that it's lazy. Like one or two, sure. But like 5 or 6
I would
in
say
like a 2 to 3 minute fight scene
go back
is
and rewatch all of Star Wars then.
I know. And yeah, and we talked about this earlier and you said you would admit what?
It's
Go
this
on.
hurts me to say it. So much of the choreography is quite lazy, and it's never been strong for dialogue. And
But I will give them that in the newer like I guess here I okay. In the newer Star Wars movies like episode, you know, 1 through 3, right? Those
yeah,
are the Anakin ones. Anyways, so the visual effects were better
and you froze. No, we
and
tried.
the saber fights were oh no. The saber fights were so much faster and better than the originals, which were in the 70s, and they can be given some relief because it wasn't their fault. It was the 70s. They couldn't do what they can do now. Uh, and so either the writers are trying to match that energy and be like, yeah, it wasn't good back then. Let's keep it dumb and boring now. Or they're lazy as fuck and they're just making dumb fight scenes that are boring. So either way, with the technology that they have now and whatever, they're making really boring fight scenes and it pisses me off. That being said,
Mm-hmm.
the episode was kind of fun. We got to see some cool stuff with Anakin. I'll let you talk about that, and then
I
that
mean, can you at least admit that Anakin wielding a lightsaber, like, was incredible? Because he even did a lot of the moves that we saw in the prequels.
exactly because it wasn't lazy writing, and they actually did some like choreography and stuff, and that his little
Oh, the
behind the back
prequels were
thing.
definitely lazy writing, but the choreography was awesome.
That's fair. The fight scenes were a lot better. I just cannot. I mean, literally, if you're watching this show before, I mean, spoiler alert, but if you're watching this show, count in one fight scene how many times they fucking do this and just fucking
Cross streams, yeah.
look at each other and how long they hold that for. It's like, dude, this is not a fun lightsaber fight. This is dumb. This is really, really
Straight
dumb.
up not having a good time.
Yeah. I
I
love
am,
Star
though.
Wars as much as the next person, but this show
False. I love it more.
is not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me. I was gonna say like that I really liked like Mandalorian and shit like that, and I was like, they don't really use lightsabers in that show, so the fighting sequences are better,
It's a much more like Western.
like
Just
gunslinger.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just listen to the fucking soundtrack. And you're like,
I have
this is a Western. I have
I
the
have
Mandalorian
seen,
soundtrack on vinyl.
I have
It's so good.
legitimately seen on TikTok just a couple of nerdy kids in the fucking street in front of their house at nighttime put on better lightsaber fights than this show has given us. And that makes me mad.
Yeah. 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 I mean, we're acknowledging that. I don't know if it was they overdid their mentality of, oh, everyone's older now, so they're not as nimble as they used to be. Which you could get away with if it was like still
I
really good, but
was gonna say like
not as
Harrison.
good. Because and we'll get into this because this episode actually explores a fair amount of like the live action aspect of the Clone Wars from Ahsoka's experience,
Mm,
which was really awesome to see, and also very unnerving as you realize that she was like a teenager. Like she was
mm.
14 during the Clone Wars and she was trained to be like a warrior and an assassin. Also, shout out to Ariana Greenblatt, who played young Ahsoka. If she looked familiar, she also played goddamn autocorrect, not young gamer, young Gamora, in Infinity War, and she was also in the Barbie movie. She
She was
was.
also Conan the Barbarian. Oh, fucking autocorrect. She was in the Barbie movie. Our bad.
It just adds words. No, but she's been in a ton of huge projects,
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
and
I mean, Endgame, billion dollar project. Uh Barbie, billion-dollar project. I mean, and then Star Wars, which I mean, it was a billion-dollar project probably at some point, but it's
uh,
fallen off
a
big time in this show.
billion-dollar
Uh
industry. Let's put it that way. It's its own
I
thing.
was just trying to take a shot at
I
you.
know.
Sorry.
You did. You succeeded.
Red, red. I'm Vader over here. I'm the bad guy.
Get it. Got to make it flash. But what was really cool was getting to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin in his Clone Wars armor,
hmm
which was so fucking rad.
Just in general, getting Hayden Christensen back because back then everyone hated on those movies
I
so
shit on
hard
those movies, and I feel bad saying
yeah,
that. It took
that
me a long time
he
to
just never
appreciate them.
got the appreciation that he deserved for those movies. So I'm holding back the hiccups as I'm talking. My bad. If you're wondering why I look like I'm having a stroke. Uh,
Or why you sound like you're holding in the biggest fart of your life.
um, but yeah, I mean, Hayden Christensen.
One thing that I didn't notice in oh, you froze,
Yeah,
so
you're right.
you're probably still talking. Okay.
I
Um,
didn't. I just said he is all right.
One thing that I didn't notice until I saw a video about it was there was no reference to young Anakin during the prequels, right? And the writing was subpar. So what he did was he took the lines that he was given and like created the way that he spoke around it, the way that James Earl Jones did Vader's like pacing. And once you like someone like they couldn't do Vader's voice just like mimicking, but they just did like a deep voice to be like this is Vader, and then they could kind of mimic Hayden's voice, but the way that he speaks, it that's how Vader spoke in the
Mm.
originals, and it just gave me so much more respect for what he did with such, for lack of a
People with
better term,
asthma across the
bad
world.
writing. Uh,
Yeah.
he could do, and people shit all over it. I know the asthma joke. I'm sorry for not
It's
acknowledging
okay.
it because that was funny. Um, but like fans of our age, like we shit on the prequels because
They asked you to.
we well we were
Uh,
We were in that age. Huh. We were in that age where we grew up on the originals and the prequels came out, and we were slightly too old to really appreciate that they were made for kids again. And now going back, it's like I fucking love those movies.
yeah, a lot of fun.
And we do get some really cool flashes, whether it's from
Oh yeah. Okay.
some lightning or
Mm.
blasters or explosions of Anakin walking through debris, and then it flashes and you see Vader's silhouette.
So I had actually had a question about that for you. So is it because the way they made it seem was that Ahsoka was having like a vision of what he was gonna turn into, or was it just like the show being like, here's some nostalgia?
Both.
Because
Um,
she looked like when like she would see that because it was from her perspective that
yeah,
that was happening. So it seemed like she was having like a vision of what Anakin was gonna turn into, and she
yeah,
seemed like reluctant to like follow him after that.
exactly. It seemed because if you watched,
You froze. Keep talking though.
oh, if
Power
you
together. Power together. You froze.
if you watched like the Clone Wars animated series or Rebels, Ahsoka didn't know for years that Anakin survived and became Darth Vader. But when she learned, it traumatized her because like that was who was her mentor, and that was such a huge rift for her. So now that she's seen him in the world between worlds, she doesn't know how to like interact with him. She doesn't know if she can trust him, and they even get into that later in the episode. So part of it was flashbacks to like reteach her lessons
Hmm.
because Anakin has been redeemed because of Luke and all that stuff because the show takes place after Return of the Jedi. Um, and they even
I
talk
didn't
about
even
that.
think about that.
Yeah, so like it's from her perspective, but when something traumatic happens, like a bomb going off and there's a flash of light, then she sees the darkness that Anakin turned to.
That makes it. See, that's why I asked. That makes sense. Yeah.
And it just, it's those things for the fans of like the animated shows too that like elevated this episode. Like, I mean, we're both in agreement that this was the best episode of the series
Yeah.
or season. I hope just series. I hope it's not like trying to stretch more and more and more, but it kind of seems like it might, because Thrawn is not a part of the sequels with Daisy Ridley and all those people. Um, but I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling and just talking just like my nerd heart out, and it's not making good content here. But I loved this episode.
Fuck the content, brother. This is what we did.
I know,
That was the point of this podcast
and
was
when
to
they,
get drunk and just talk shit.
I think that for their lightsaber fight in the world between worlds, when they're locking sabers,
Mm.
it provided some cool aspects. I know that that's something that has bothered you, but like seeing Anakin's eyes glow yellow with the Sith, and even Ahsoka's eyes start to glow yellow as she wants to fucking kill him, and then she spares him, and then her eyes like fade back. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so well done, but you have to have, it's for the fan of like the extended universe that wasn't just the movies, which is kind of what this entire show has been. You know, it's meh.
Aw.
I didn't know how to finish that. I'm loving the show, but I understand why a lot of people aren't.
That's fair and honest. Good job, bud. You admitted that Star Wars sucks. Um, I'm just kidding. I love Star Wars. I
But
just think the show
it's
is
like watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where you've only seen the Captain America films, and you're like, what's going on?
right. But but the fight coordination is amazing.
I'll give you that. I can agree to that.
Um, I love Star Wars. I'm just shitting on this show. I partly am bullying just a little bit because I know how much Chad loves this, and I want to hurt his feelings a little
Star
bit.
Wars is what made me a nerd.
Uh, but also I just don't think it's that good.
That's also your
It's
personal opinion.
it's
No, I'm just kidding.
factual. Uh,
Mm,
but anyways, we're gonna stop this spicy argument here and talk about something actually spicy.
mildly spicy,
Sponsor,
but delicious.
sponsor number two, which is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're gonna talk about. We're just gonna took a boot. Sorry, I don't know why that came out so
Tookaboo.
Canadian. Um, we are going to talk
Boat.
about enunciate. Um, Loki
No.
season one. We're just gonna kind of recap briefly because season two drops on October 6th, which is very soon.
Yeah, like 2.5 weeks, something like that. Should have a
We're very
calendar in
excited
front
about
of me.
this. Chad is frozen at the moment. I've been having some issues. Anyways,
Oh, it's been so bad.
you were frozen.
So
Anyways, Loki season one. Uh, fucking that. This is. I've already said that this is probably my favorite Disney Plus Marvel show so far.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so good. The TVA, which we know, so the TVA are like the Time Variant
authority,
Authority. Um,
authorita.
or at least it's rumored, but also kind of confirmed that the TVA is going to be a big part of Deadpool 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh shit, I don't have her name pulled up. The girl who
Oh,
plays Miss Minutes, do you know her name off the top of your head?
Tara something.
Hold
Tara
on, I
Strong.
got it.
Tara Strong.
Yeah, Tara Strong. Yes. She is confirmed to be Miss Minutes in Deadpool 3. So we know they're like trying to be coy about it, but if you do a little bit of research, you can find out the truth. And write that down,
I was gonna say
people.
you're not just talking about this, are you? Huh? Weird. Google's
Um,
free.
but this is really cool. So going into this second season of Loki, we know from the Ant-Man 3 end credit scene that Kang is going to be a part of this season. I see it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Are you seeing it too?
yeah,
Is it a
I am.
ghost? Am I gonna die?
I don't know. Talk to me. Should I not have done that? Did that freak you out?
Do you have the lights off in here? Oh, you know what it is? It's right underneath my camera. I bet you that's it. If I
Oh,
just move it over here. and then a person shows up behind me, then I'll kill myself. Uh,
Kill
I
yourself.
think that's what it maybe was or not.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Anyways, yeah,
I think it's just like you moving.
yeah, it totally is. Because because I turned this fucking thing on. Whatever. Tell them that joke, I'm gonna just shut this off. I thought
Cool.
it would be cool to have some light in here, but I guess I'm not allowed to have things I like.
You can't have nice things. It's cool. Uh, um, yeah. So, and even from like the set photos, it kind of looks like they're like in the void. Kind of at like the end of time. Jake froze again, which means I froze on his end, but I'm still going strong. Like Tara. Sorry, that was a really bad joke. Um, but we see like the 20th Century Fox logo and stuff like that in the background of some set photos, basically showing that the X-Men universe is dead. It's gone. Um, so we should also get like a lot of variants and stuff like that. But we want to talk about Loki. I got off on a tangent.
Yeah. TVA, bro.
Yeah,
I only brought in Tara Strong because it's gonna tie into
yeah, it's
Deadpool 3, but
yeah, and
go
that's
back. Yeah.
that's like the connecting dot to the MCU. But in Loki season 1, basically the events of Endgame when Loki gets the Tesseract and escapes is what sets this entire thing in motion. And we get to see some variants of Loki from different timelines, different universes, things like that. It was really fun. This is easily one of the top MCU shows.
Favorite character from season 1, go.
Mobius. Mobius and
Mobius?
Mobius. Yeah. Wow.
Croaky.
Croaky. I love how they don't actually know if it actually is a variant of Loki. He just has a crown,
Yeah, it's a
and
crocodile.
it's just a crocodile. It doesn't talk. There's no proof.
Oh, never mind.
Frog
Let me
Thor?
change mine. Let me change. Throg.
Throg. I couldn't remember what.
Adorable.
Yeah. Just in a mason jar buried underground. Just. Ah, ah.
Oh, season 1 of Loki was so fucking good.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to watch season 2. Uh, Realistically, favorite character is also Mobius. Owen Wilson. His
Fucking killer.
performance is just wow. You
And
know?
he never said wow. What was hilarious was there was multiple opportunities, and then he doesn't. And I was like, fuck. Just do the roar.
Ah!
Do the wow.
Um,
Shrek.
yeah, that's my go. When I watch like a movie that really unnerves me, Shrek is my go-to to
Feel better. He froze, so I finished his
make
sentence
me
for him.
feel better. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
Rose again. It's making me so mad.
I know.
Anyways, yeah,
But we are
super.
getting Sylvie back. Mobius
Yep.
is back. There's going
Kang
to be
seemingly is back.
Kang, or at least his variants, are going to be a
Hmm.
huge part across the entire season.
From here on out in the MCU, Kang is going to be a problem
At least until
everywhere.
Secret Wars. And then we'll see what they do.
What do you mean?
Until the
Oh,
until
Secret
the
Wars
Avengers
is
Secret Wars.
after Kang
Yeah.
Dynasty, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
the part 2.
Yeah. I
Cleaning up what
assume
happens in Kang
I
Dynasty.
assume Kang Dynasty is gonna open up the doorway to like Galactus or like the actual big bad. You know what I mean? Like Kang is the big bad up until
Yeah.
the big. You know what I mean? Like Yeah. Like Loki was the big bad up until Thanos.
Yeah.
I think Kang is the big bad up until
Yeah.
yeah.
If you haven't watched this show yet, there's what, only 6 episodes?
Was it only six?
I
That pisses me off.
think it was only 6. It's been a while. Um,
Hopefully season two is more than that.
oh, let's find out. Tell them that
There were
joke you
so
know.
many cool little like quirks and fun like there's a part where they're like walking into um a disturbance and they needed Loki's help to do it. And they're like walking into like a convenience store and like the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes and sorry, Garth Brooks sucks. But and and Loki like kind of jumps at the thunder, but then like when the lightning goes, he like looks
Looks
around
up
like
and
thinking maybe
smiles.
Thor
Yeah.
is coming. Yeah. Uh, because at this point we know that Loki has seen that he has died at the hands of Thanos and that Thor cried over his dead body. So like he's missing that brotherly love.
Yeah. That he like turned his back on for a little while.
Sorry.
um, yeah. Season 1 was only 6 episodes. Season 2 is only supposed to be 6 episodes.
But they're like an hour long,
yeah,
right?
they're all 50 minutes. The shortest one was the third episode, which was 45 minutes,
You
42.
dicks. Yeah, dicks.
But we don't have projected time for season 2 for each episode, but I'm assuming that they're going to be about the same. Uh, it it's going to be wild because at the end of season 1, everything was reset. When he went back to the TVA, everything was different.
Mobius didn't know who the fuck he was. There was a statue of Kang inside of the TVA.
Instead of
Like,
the timekeepers.
yeah. And the one thing, or a big thing, not the one thing, but a big thing that we're still waiting on is it Ramona? What is her name? Uh,
Yeah, Ramona. I think that was her name.
Ramona.
Yeah.
She is Kang's love interest in the comics. So, and we saw her,
Ravona. Ravana.
Ravana. Oh, so close. But at the end of season one, she fucking yeets herself into oblivion, or who knows where the fuck she went. And she is in season two. We just don't know what episode she'll be back for. But her and Kang hopefully will meet because they are lovers in the comics.
Louvers.
So
Yeah. I was so excited for season 2 before season 1 ended. And
yeah,
now it's just
it was
just
such a
out of
cliffhanger.
just
Yeah,
out of reach, you know?
yeah.
Just like
Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait to make my kid watch all of this shit. There's so much to watch. Oh yeah, you want to watch a movie, bud? Iron Man, 2008. Ready, go.
Go. And then when you get to Infinity War, you have to make him wait the year. You have to.
That's mean. No, I don't think the only reason I wouldn't do that to him is because by then, if when while rewatching it, I won't be able to wait. Like, nope, we're watching it now.
Make him wait like a week.
Like a day, maybe.
Fine.
All right, bedtime, bud. And then when he like comes home from school, or maybe not, we'll see.
Preschool,
Or yeah,
daycare.
like let's watch Endgame, and I'll be like, no, clean your room first.
And then you'll help him clean his room so that you can
Yeah.
get to watching
Hurry
the
up!
movie earlier.
Mom's gonna be
Faster!
home soon. We gotta get this started.
But
Wow, we got off track. All right,
like I was trying to say, it's only 6 episodes and they're an hour long. You have 3 weeks for our listeners. If you haven't watched season 1, you have plenty of time to watch it for the first time, or for fans like us, like I'm gonna wait about a week. Oh, you froze, so I don't know how you interjected.
Definitely
Um,
restarting. Oh,
yeah.
you froze again. I'm getting
I
so
love this
mad.
part of our back and forth when we have issues because we say the same thing but we can't hear it. Uh, yeah,
I will
I'm
be
gonna wait like
rewatching.
I'll probably wait until like the Thursday or Friday of the week before and like watch it through the weekend.
Yeah, but you'll binge it.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
probably
have
get
to
through
like
like 2 or 3 episodes per
I'll
night. Unless I
probably
watch it
start
like
it
during the week, then
now.
I can do like one a night. Oh, you
The
heard
hell
that?
was that? What was that? Is it
Uh,
Chewbacca? Just
it was probably someone that, like myself, also drives a Honda Civic, but with a busted ass muffler, just burning rice. I That's wild that you heard that, but when my fire alarm was going off
I
earlier, you
nothing.
couldn't.
Nothing. Yeah.
And since
That's
then, I've
fucking
put
hilarious.
blankets over my window so that you don't see the sunset coming through.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh, meow.
It's
We're
apartment
funny,
life.
damn it. Yeah. Uh,
Anyways, season 2 comes out October 6th. Get on this shit now. Right now. Okay? Because
now.
if you don't, you know, like that's my best impression. I'm sorry. I'll kill myself.
Because if you don't, then you'll watch it and be like, wow, I don't know what's going
Wow.
on. So just do it now.
Just any word with the O in it would just enunciate it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So God. There's 2 O's. I didn't know how to do it. I fucked up.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. We forgive you.
It's fine. I have katana all seppuku later.
We're gonna close this episode out before we keep getting weirder. But before we close out this episode, we do want to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, what do you have?
Unfortunately, not a lot. Um, I don't know. I mean, this week because I went to the wedding and I officiated, I had to spend some time like making sure that that was all ready to go. But I did watch Fanboys because you were talking about it. And I love that movie. It's
I
so
love that
fucking
movie
good.
too. I forgot how many cameos there are in that
There's
movie.
so many. And so many like off the cuff, just like Star Wars quotes
And Star Trek.
and Star Trek. Yeah.
There's a lot of Star Trek like shit in that too, which is funny because they like shit on Star Trek in that movie,
Yeah.
but there's like a lot of Star Trek
But
like
like the prequels of
references.
Star Wars would not have been as interesting or in depth if Star Trek didn't exist at the same time
Yeah.
because why would they ever talk about an intergalactic senate unless Star Trek did it first? Um,
Right.
I know Star Wars is just ripping off everything. Um,
Well,
I,
like even
I
the
know
part
this.
where and like they're the Star Trek haters, but like the part where they're like full speed, engage.
Yeah.
Like that's from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like and
And the fact that they geek out when they meet William Shatner,
yeah,
like it's all in good fun. The movie is hilarious.
yeah.
I just love that I don't have his name pulled up, but one of the guys who's the main guy who has cancer. Um, Spoiler alert. When he's leaving the hospital and his doctor is Carrie Fisher,
Yeah.
and he's like, "We have to go."
Oh, that
and
guy.
and
Yeah.
she like hands him like his prescription. She's like, "This is what you need to do." And he's like, he like grabs her face, kisses her, and he's like, "I love you." And she's like, "I know."
Yeah.
It's just like, ah, so good.
Chris Marquette.
And what's
Linus.
Linus. Linus
Yeah.
is the one that is sick. I just watched
Yeah.
this. I should have known this. But and then also while I was in Wisconsin for the wedding, there was just a Harry Potter marathon on cable. So I just turn that on for noise for my dog in the hotel room while I wasn't there. So I watched most of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and a fair amount of Chamber of Secrets. And it's that time of year to where I'm gonna rewatch them anyways because it's like a once a year sort of thing. But
So I'm
that's
like reading the cameos for
Billy D. Williams, the guy.
Peter Peter Mayhew. I'm trying to figure out who he played. That's the guy who is Chewbacca. He was in the movie Fanboys. I'm trying to figure out who he
Holy
was in
shit!
Fanboys.
Well,
Like
I know who Peter Mayhew is, but who was he? Was he one of the Trekkies? I bet he was.
they show a
Or he
picture.
was actually at Comic Con because there's someone in a Chewbacca costume at the Comic Con.
That would be probably pretty accurate.
That would be just hilarious because you would never know that it was him.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, uh, Billy D. Williams.
As the judge.
Yeah, that's
Shooter McGavin is
yeah, Shooter
Butler's
McGavin.
dad.
Both Jay and Silent Bob, Jason Mewes and
And they basically
Kevin
play
Smith,
their same characters, only Silent Bob talks.
Ethan Suplee. I mean, yeah,
Seth Rogen plays three different people
yeah, it's wild. Yeah,
to the point
I mean, I
where
knew
they
it was a wild cast, but I
fight
just
each
didn't.
other.
Who's this fucking motherfucker? Who the fuck are you?
Uh huh.
All right, I'm getting carried away. Sorry, guys.
Oh, also, the guy that was the body for Darth Maul. Oh my God, Ray.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just closed it. I just closed it. Yeah. He also played the Toad in X-Men.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's one of the security guards, and I think it's either Jay Baruchel or the guy who plays Butler grabs Darth Vader's lightsaber,
Anyways.
and yeah. Sorry, you froze for a second, so I just kind of like ran with it.
Oh, I was like looking at my screen over here. I didn't even realize I froze. But yeah, I mean, oh god, that movie is so fun. Anyways,
What about you? What do you have for for honorable mentions?
I got a few. Donnie Darko.
Mm.
I mean, the Gyllenhaals, the Gallenhalls. If you're my girlfriend, that's how she pronounces it.
So she's wrong. That's cool.
Yeah. I love Donnie Darko.
Such a good
Such
movie.
a good but like mind fuck of a movie.
Yeah.
Talk to Me. We watched Talk to Me, which is it's that scary movie, the A24 or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you shake the hand of like this demonic like hand or cursed hand, and then you get possessed for a while. And like this group of kids like do it as like a party trick, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you can like let a demon like possess you for a short while, then you like knock their hand away and blow out a candle, and then you lose the connection. Shit goes sideways at some point, and this movie it wasn't jump scary, it wasn't gory particularly. There were a couple parts that I was like but but by the time the movie ends, and I won't ruin it for you, because if you haven't watched it, seriously watch it. But by the time the movie ended, I just went, I don't like the way I feel right now. That rubbed me the wrong fucking way. And that's what I like in a horror movie. It just made me like Nicole normally takes the baby up to bed after we watch a movie because I like to stay up a little bit. And she's like, okay, we're gonna go to bed and blah blah blah. And so I was like sitting in the basement by myself for a little while, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs. I don't like that. Yeah. I'm not feeling this vibe tonight. And the last one is Interview with the Vampire, starring Jacob. Fuck, what was it? Jacob Anderson? No, it's not Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Raleigh Ritchie.
Raleigh Ritchie.
Yeah,
So
it is Anderson. You're right.
it is Anderson. Okay, Jacob Anderson.
Oh no, bad time to freeze.
AKA Raleigh Ritchie. Oh, I froze. Oh, I froze. Okay. Jacob
AKA Grey
Anderson,
Worm.
AKA Raleigh Ritchie, AKA Grey Worm from um
AKA
yeah,
Winnie the Bish.
Winnie the Bish.
It's
Yeah.
not Winnie the Bish.
Um he's a extremely talented musician. We've talked about him on this podcast before.
Love his
He's a
music.
talented actor. You know him from Game of Thrones as Grey Worm. And now in this reimagined um, TV show based on what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? You have it pulled up still?
I can.
Anne Rice. It's Anne Rice. She's the one who wrote the book, Interview with the Vampire, right? It's Anne Rice. I know it is.
I believe you. I'm just
Eh,
googling it. All the things that pop up are for the movies. Yeah, Anne Rice. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Look at you go.
I know. I love the
It's
movie.
like you're a nerd or something.
The movie was Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, and
Christian Slater.
Kirsten. Oh yeah, Christian Slater. He's the reporter, and Kirsten Dunst when she was like a little kid. This show is Jacob
Comfortable.
Anderson, and I think he plays or is supposed to be playing.
Lestat, right?
Um, no, Lestat is the French guy, blonde.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
Yeah, I believe that Jacob Anderson is playing Brad Pitt's character. Lestat would have been played by Tom Cruise's character
Oh,
in the
Louis
movie.
de Pointe Yeah, that
Yeah,
is Brad Pitt's.
it is a little bit of a slow start, and if you're not a douchebag and you don't mind just some male on male love, which you shouldn't because who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's love.
it is a fantastic show. And the ending of the first episode, I was like getting a little bored because I was like, not much has really happened. And last 5 minutes of the first episode, I was like, holy shit, holy shit. And I've been just sucked in ever since. Not intentionally
Way to
making a
go.
vampire reference, but I did anyway. How's that?
Proud of you.
That's it. That's what I got. Go watch it. I think you can find it. It's a AMC Plus TV show, but if you have Paramount Plus, that's where I've been watching it. The entire first season is on there, and I'm only like three
Prime
episodes in.
Video.
Prime Video. Oh,
Not
perfect.
not not Paramount.
My bad. So I've been
And
watching
it
it
also
on Prime.
says on Max, who's a good boy.
Oh, froze.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it's something that I've been meaning to watch, and unfortunately, when it's usually not like a nerdy or a comfort thing, or like from a director that I already know that I'm just gonna love, I unfortunately sometimes let you be the one to do the viewing first with some of those things, even though
Happy to
in
do
the
it.
past, because you also watched Heart of Stone this past week, right? Or was that last week? And that movie was
Last week. Hot trash.
god awful.
Hot trash.
I tried to say nice things about it, but it was ultra diet Mission Impossible.
It was the worst green screen fucking shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it wasn't great cotton. Um,
Sorry.
we're not going to dive into that right now. But if you like the show and what we're doing, please subscribe. If you're in a position to give us your money, we would love that. The best way to do that is go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. You can pick the level at which you wish to give at. We don't profit from this. It goes directly back into the show. And then if we start making more money, it'll start paying our unpaid interns. They're not actually interns. They're just volunteering their time, but they should get paid because they do a lot for us. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. If you don't want to give on a monthly basis, lame. But you can always go to... I'm never not going to say that. It's always
so
funny. Just go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com. That's our website connected to our web store. So if you're going to give us some money, even if it's a one-time purchase, get something out of it. You know, we give it back. That's another great way to do it. And if you don't want to give us your money, also lame. But we love you anyways. And so just like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Tell the nerds in your life how funny we are. And we still love you, whether you pay or not. And this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Thank you.